Recording in progress. Okay, so initially, when I put together the calendar for last week, the class I was going to do today was how to develop versatility. I think versatility is an important topic and all that good stuff, so that's why I put this down. However, I did not think all the way ahead when I put together the schedule last week. And I realize now that yesterday was the unofficial opening of California. Okay. And I've gotten a lot of questions. I've gotten a lot of comments, mindset things. I've noticed some things that are slightly concerning. So I decided to change the topic for today's 12:15 class, which was going to be versatility. So we will do versatility next week. Okay, I'll do that for one of my classes next week, because guess what? I have to fill a schedule next week too. So never running out of topics. Okay, so that will be next week. Today, I decided to switch it up and say, California's open, now what? Okay, California's open, now what? So we're going to talk about that. So as you know, yesterday was the unofficial opening of California again. Okay, so what does that mean? There's certain rules in place. If you're vaccinated, you can go to certain places without masks. You can go to restaurants. You can go into workplaces. You can go to the grocery store without wearing a mask. If you're not fully vaccinated, you still have to wear a mask. I say that because our office is following the guidelines set forth by California, where is that if you are fully vaccinated, you can go into the office without a mask. If you're not fully vaccinated, it's kind of the honor system that you're still wearing a mask, because we're not allowed to ask you if you've been fully vaccinated. So, just honor system there. On top of that, what else does that mean? That means that Dodger Stadium's open, full capacity, 55,000 people. Okay. I joked about it yesterday morning, and I kid you not, because I said yesterday, I go, there's two things that I keep hearing from people. It's either Dodger Stadium's open, or the people with kids are, I get to go to Disneyland. And then yesterday on a 10:30 coaching call, I asked one of our agents, I said, hey, so, how does this change your business now that things are open? She goes, I get to go to Dodger games. I was like, there you go. And then yesterday we were talking to Jack at 12:15. And he goes, yeah, I'm actually taking Amelia to Disneyland. I was like, that's the stuff. Dodger open, Disneyland is open, okay, to out-of-state people. So there's all these things that are open now. I keep getting all these emails, because my wife and I are big fans of going to live music, of all these concerts now coming out, and you can buy tickets and all these other different things. So all this stuff is happening. Now you factor that in with it's June. And every June, whether it's a COVID year or not COVID year, you also have the distraction of it's summer, it's beach season, it's hiking, it's I get to go out and do XXX and X. I can do all these other different things. So you have that factor playing into this of June as well. So you have all this angst of I've been kind of locked in and restricted for a little over a year now, and now I get to go out and play again. And then it's June, so it's summertime. I get to go to the beach. I get to go to hiking. I can go do all these other different things. Restaurants are open, bars are open. All this wonderful stuff is happening. And that's all great. And let me tell you something, I'm excited to do some of these things as well. Okay. Now, I probably will not rush out to a $55,000 capacity Dodger Stadium today. Okay. Now, one, I'm a Yankee fan, so it's not really a giant reason for me to go to Dodger Stadium, other than I just like baseball. Okay. But you get the point. I'm probably not going to go elbow to elbow at bars today. Okay. Luckily, we're fully stocked at the Hertel house with everything I need. That's a different subject. We'll talk about that another day. Okay. But the point is, you have all these things happening. Open houses. Now you go back to our business. Open houses are back. Door knocking, even though door knocking's been around, it's like it's open now. You can do whatever you want. Door knocking, open houses, no more P's. All these things are now happening as of yesterday. And then you have the end of June is the end of the moratorium for evictions. So now you have that happening. So you have all these things kind of unraveling at one time. And what does that mean? Well, let me tell you what it means. I wrote down a couple thoughts here. It means, number one, self-discipline is more important than ever. That's one thing. And we're going to dive a little bit more into some of these points here. But I wrote down self-discipline is more important than ever. I wrote down here, more agents are going to start working. I wrote that down. I wrote down here, what else does this mean? You will have more people around you pulling you away from work. Is also what it means. I wrote down here, if you have kids, kids will have more activities. I wrote that down. I also wrote down here that there could be potentially, we don't know this, some more business in the marketplace. We don't know that, but I wrote that down as potential. I also wrote down here, your mindset is more important than ever. And the other thing I wrote down here is your why is extremely important. So we're going to dive into some of these points here a little bit, kind of help figure out how to navigate now that things are open and what do we do. So let me start by saying this, okay? Let me start with this. You are allowed, you are welcome, you are deserving of being able to take breaks and go enjoy yourself. You're allowed to go on vacation. You're allowed to go do all these other different things. You're allowed to go enjoy the sun, enjoy the beach, enjoy the travel, enjoy all these things that you can now do if you earned it. Because I wrote down here, you can't take time off if you did nothing during time on. So we had one of our agents who is having a monster year. Already made more money this year than they did last year and the year before. And they do good. This is not, again, an agent that goes from 2 to 3. It's an agent that does good money. They've already crushed it. And they had planned on June 15th, they were doing a 10-day road trip with the family. That was the big vacation. And they told me, they go, I don't know, I feel kind of bad. I'm crushing it. And I said, you earned it. Go do the 10 days. Go on vacation. Go treat your family. You've been harnessed together for a year and a half. Now, look at some of you. I get it. I give this agent a lot of credit because you've been in lockdown under one roof with your entire family for a year and a half. The fact of then taking a road trip with the same people is pretty amazing to me. Okay. God bless you and loving your family. Because I feel like some of you are like, no, we're going like separate vacations. I'm getting away from my spouse. I'm getting away from the kids. I'm doing all that. So God bless that agent. But the point is, I told that agent, don't feel bad. You earned it. So, and some of you, I put down here, have earned every penny you've gotten, have earned every deal you've made, and are on track to have amazing years. You had amazing 2020s. You had amazing starts to the year. You deserve to go enjoy a vacation. Go out and enjoy what we now have the ability to do. So I want to start with that because I don't ever want anyone to think that, God, all he does is talk about work. No. Let me tell you something. I got vacations planned this year too. Damn it, I'm getting on an airplane at some point this year. Okay, because I had a lot of vacations canceled in 2020, not by my own choice. So I have vacations planned too. So you have to go enjoy yourself. But I wrote down here, you can't lose focus of your goals. You can't lose focus of your goals. The best part of what's happened over the last year and a half for some of you is it's forced you to focus on your business. And some of you, this is the best you've ever sounded on the scripts. This is the best you've ever been on your listing presentation. This is the best you've ever been prospecting. This is the best you've ever had all your strategies, all your systems in order. You're no longer a scattered mess because you had no other options. You were so focused. That was the beauty. Some of you got complete control over your business because the options weren't there, the distractions weren't there. So what I wrote down here is you can't let that loose. You can't let the systems break down. You can't let the distractions get to you and take you off path again, even though they're open. So you have to have a strong, strong connection to your goals. I wrote down here, rewrite all of your goals starting today. Rewrite all of them. What do you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year? What about your 1-year goal, your 5-year goal, your 10-year goal? And don't just copy and paste what you did in your business plan in January. You have to re-excite yourself. You have to re-energize yourself with new goals, new accomplishments. And maybe some of them are the same. But re-engage with the goals. Take some time to write out everything to stay engaged with, like, this is why I still have to go to work. For those of you that go on the role play in the mornings, you notice that it's been a little lighter last few days. A little lighter in the morning, isn't it? You notice that our sales meetings, I mean, we got 34 people on here, a little lighter. Normally we have 40 or so. You know, our classes, Jocelyn yesterday felt terrible because no one had any questions for her. She goes, did I do a bad job? I said, no, Jocelyn, the problem is there was only 12 people on the call. A little lighter. Do you think that's a coincidence? No. It's because the options are open. It's because I don't have to. I don't have to wake up and just be in my pajamas at 8 a.m. to role play. I can actually go to the coffee shop. I can go have breakfast. I can go take my kids somewhere. I can go for that hike. I could go. I wrote down here, there are going to be 2 kinds of agents moving forward for the rest of the year. There are going to be agents that continue to dominate the marketplace and have amazing years. And there's going to be agents that lose every ounce of momentum they had and are going to struggle. Every ounce of momentum they had. Rewrite your goals. Stay connected to your goals so you stay on track for what you're doing. Make a commitment to yourself that if you've been role playing, you stay role playing. That if you've been prospecting, you keep prospecting. I wrote this down here. More agents that you didn't even know were real estate agents are going to come out of the woodworks. And guess what? They haven't made money in a year and a half. What kind of agents, when they haven't made money in a year and a half, what do they tend to do?
Be cutthroat, not have integrity.
Reduce the commission.
Yep. Out, cutthroat, no integrity, cut their commission. I agree. 100%. They haven't made money in a year and a half. They're going to take listings for $1. You think 1% is low? The agent's taking commissions for half. I'll throw in I'll paint your house to throw that in there too. I'll pay for staging. I'll give you kickbacks if you help me, if you use me to buy your house. This is all going to come at a rapid rate. So I wrote down here, you need to know how to overcome commission objections, how to overcome paint my house objections, how to overcome kickback questions, how to overcome the discount cutthroat, no integrity agent.
I just got the staging one a moment ago.
What's that?
I just got the staging one for my lead follow-up, my listing presentation one. The friend agent will be staging and moving. She'll be moving out the stuff herself.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We had one last week where the painting house thing did happen last week. We had an agent going to a listing presentation. They said, yeah, well, we got to paint the house. The agent said they'll come over and paint. I was like, the agent? The agent's actually going to come over, get the work clothes on, the paint buckets. It's going to happen. There's going to be more desperate agents. So if you don't commit to working on your skills, if you don't commit to staying on track of your listing presentation, if you don't commit to knowing how to show your value, these crappy, low quality, ridiculous real estate agents are going to get a deal from you. They're not going to get a lot because they're crappy agents, but they're going to get one. And then there's going to be 1,000 of them getting one. And now there's going to be 1,000 deals. Monica, are you going to say something?
I was. There was one where the agent cleaned his house, the seller's house. He cleaned his house, but he never ended up listing with her. Because his motivation changed, or he wasn't very motivated. And in talking to him, he said, well, at least I got my house cleaned. I'm like, oh my God.
All right.
So yeah.
I don't know if I have the authority to say this, but I'm going to say it. If any of you clean somebody's house and don't sell the listing, you're fired. Okay. I am calling Cindy and I'm saying, Cindy, remove their license. All right.
Hey, Robert,
yeah, Michael.
You're gonna start seeing agents at the freeway exits. We say, I take a listing for food.
Oh, I love it. I love it. But the point is, look I just brought this up, but we had 3 or 4 different examples of I'll pay for staging, I'll paint your house, I'll clean your house, I'll do all that. This is going to happen, folks. It's been 1.5 years since some of these people have closed the deal. And now all of a sudden they're going to come out of the woodworks. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, open houses are back. Oh, I can do this. And they're going to find something and they're going to pitch it. If you can't overcome it, you're going to lose a deal here and there. So I wrote down here, do you have 4 or 5 different reasons why the seller should choose you over that agent, and can you articulate it clearly? Because the problem you're going to run into is the seller thinks a monkey could sell their house. A seller thinks, why would I mean, there are sellers out there that think, why would I? Yeah, sure. They're only going to charge me 0.5% and they're going to paint my house. I mean, gosh, I keep hearing how hot the market is. Yeah, sure. What do I care? You need to have 4 to 5 reasons as to why they should choose you, and you need to be able to articulate it clearly. So I wrote down here, practice your value proposition. Come up with 4 to 5 reasons as to why they should choose you, and practice being able to articulate that 4 or 5 different reasons as to why they should choose you over that agent, because I'm telling you, this is a real thing. I also wrote down here, you need to have standards of who you work with. You need to have standards of who you work with. Because for some of you, realistically, you don't want to work with a seller that's asking you to paint their house. You want to work with a seller that wants you to clean their house. Okay? So you need to set the right standards for who you want to work with. You need to work on your skills every single day. You need to work on your listing presentation every single day. Remember, Jack said that yesterday. We asked Jack what was one of the reasons that he's been able to exceed and continue to grow his business. And he was talking about the listing presentation. how he committed to really working the listing presentation, that mastermind. We hear that all the time. Mike Ferry says that all the time. Take the listing presentation challenge where you role play or write out your script every day for 30 days. You have to get better at that. Okay. I wrote down here, as things reopen and more agents enter the marketplace, it's more important than ever for you to claim your database. It is more important than ever for you to claim your database. What do I mean by that? Is that everybody in your database needs to be called, text, emailed, mailed, whatever the case may be, because guess what? Cousin Ricky's coming back. Cousin Ricky, who's got a real estate license but hasn't worked in a year and a half, is coming back. And they're going to start having family outings. And if you don't claim your database, if you don't make sure your database knows that, hey, I'm your guy, I'm your gal, then Cousin Ricky's going to get a listing, going to get a buyer in escrow. You have to claim your database. There's going to be other agents doing mailers. They won't call because these agents are crappy agents. They're not going to prospect, but they'll do mailers. And you know what that mailer is going to say? I'm number one. Haven't sold a deal in a year and a half, but somehow they'll be number one. I'll sell your house for 0.5%, 1%. You have to reclaim your database. I wrote down here, it is more important than ever to reclaim your neighborhood. Not just your database, but your neighborhood or your farm area, whatever you want to call, because there's going to be more people coming out of the woodworks with their real estate license, which means more competition. You need to get a hold of this before they get going again. I wrote that down. I wrote down here, you need to get in touch with every absentee owner you can to see if they're going to be interested in selling when the moratorium ends.
Once what ends?
The eviction moratorium.
Oh.
So in most of our counties, it might even be a state thing, they haven't been able to evict tenants because of COVID related reasons. Well, that ends June 30th. Are there absentee owners that are waiting to sell when they can get the tenant out? But you should do that now and not on July 1st when everyone else is going to try to do it. I wrote here, you need to wake up every day assuming you don't have any business. The reason I put that down is because would you agree that it's taking more leads to get, for those of you that have been around for a little bit, is it taking more leads to get escrows than in years before? Would you agree with that? Monica says yes. Josie says yes. It's taking more leads. 4 or 5 years ago, you might say, I need 2 escrows. Great, I need three quality leads. Right now, 2 escrows might take 5, might take 6. Some cases, we have great agents that we've run this number for. They need 8 leads for 2 escrows. Some cases, it might be 10 leads for 1 escrow. So you need to wake up every day assuming you don't have any business because you have to constantly refill the pipeline. I wrote down here, it's not a deal until it's a deal. It's not a deal until it's a deal. See, what I mean by that is sometimes we have so many leads that we think, gosh, I have 10 leads. There's 4 or 5 deals in there. Probably there's not. I'm not trying to say that to be mean, not because you're not doing great lead follow-up, not because you can't convert them. Just the reality is there's probably not 4 or 5 escrows in there. There might be 1 or 2. So it's not a deal until it's a deal. You need to go find more people. You need to get 10 new leads. I wrote down here, you need to provide more information to your database, to your community, to your followers on whatever social media you're doing. You need to provide more data. Because the common person about real estate doesn't know what's going on. All they know is it's a hot market, because that's all we hear. Be more specific, give more value, provide more content, be someone that people want to hear from. So what do I mean by that? Don't just tell them it's a hot market. How many homes have closed in their area? How many have gone pending? What's the average price per square foot compared to last year? What's the average sales price compared to last year? What's the average days on market? Is it down? Is it up? Be more specific. Telling somebody it's a hot market is not as valuable as telling you, hey, I don't know if you know this, but in your area, the average sales price is up 15% and the average days on market's down 42%. Did you know that? Holy crap. No, I didn't know that. Be more specific, provide more value. I wrote down here, go back and look at all your past wins and figure out if there's a trend. Look at all your past deals. Look at all your past appointments. Is there a trend? Were they predominantly people that were retiring? Were they people that were selling and moving up? Were they people that were downsizing? Were they first-time buyers? Was it a certain price point, a certain neighborhood? Find the trends and attack the trend.
Downsizing is a trend that I found.
Then what I would do is go find a bunch of homes that were bought 20 or more years ago that are 2,500 or more square feet. Have title or somebody create that list, 2,500 square feet or more, bought 20 or more years ago, and call those people and tell them that you're working with people that are downsizing a lot. Because the one thing people want, or the one thing people fear, is missing out. Your job, our job, is to provide hope. Because the seller thinks, well, yeah, but if I sell this house, what am I going to do? But if all of a sudden I tell you, hey, I'm working with a lot of people just like yourself who are taking advantage of this equity and downsizing into a more comfortable place, have you considered doing that? Wow, there's other people doing it? Absolutely. Boom. Now I can get something. Find the trend and attack it.
Can you say that one more time?
I'm working with a lot of people like yourself who are taking all the equity they've built up over the years to sell this property and downsize into something more comfortable. Have you considered doing that? Because now it's a script that's specific to me, and I have hope because other people are doing it. Find the trend and attack it. I wrote down here, find your weaknesses and get rid of it. But Robert, shouldn't I improve on it? Probably not, because the truth is you've probably had the same weakness for 5 or 6 years. It's time to move on. That's not me being mean. That's me being real. I can't seem to get past that for sale by owner. Then stop calling them. Robert, I really want to get some online leads, but I can't seem to generate any online leads. Stop spending money on it. I don't get any business door knocking. Get on the phone. I don't get any business on the phone. Go on the doors. I don't get any business on the phones or on the doors. Get a plane. Have them right out in the sky. Call Robert for real estate. But use your name. Don't have them call me. Find your weakness and get rid of it. I wrote down here, as the state reopens, you need to have a conversation with all the people important to you and share with them your goals and your schedule. Have a meeting with all the people that are important to you and share with them your goals and your schedule. Why? Because this time last year, nobody was trying to pull you away because there was nowhere to go. Now they're going to try to pull you away. Let's go to the beach. Let's go here. Let's go there. They're going to try to pull you away. Oh my gosh, things are open. Let's go do this. Have a meeting with people that are close to you, family, friends, kids. Tell them, here's my schedule. Here's my goals. This is why I can't go to the beach Wednesday at 9:30. How about we do it Saturday? How about we do it Sunday? Or why don't we schedule it out where once a month I take a weekday off and I go to the beach? Again, have fun, enjoy life. But take off days that you schedule to take off. I wrote down here, figure out your hourly rate. We've talked about this before, right? Figure out your hourly rate, figure out your daily rate. So the next time one of your friends or family says, hey, let's skip work and go to the beach, say, no problem. As long as you give me $850, I'm all yours. What do you mean $850? Well, I did the calculation and that's my daily rate. So you give me $850, I'm all yours. Somebody's got to pay for this. I wrote down here, if you're not in an accountability or mastermind group, find one. On that note, if you're in a crappy accountability group, find another one.
I was thinking something like that.
Yeah, I'm in an accountability group, Robert, but they don't ever really hold me accountable. All right, find another one. And the group doesn't have to be big. Find an accountability partner. If there's no group, find a partner. Just find somebody that has the same vision, same goals. They don't even have to be in real estate. Find a mortgage person, an insurance person. Find somebody who's in sales, is an entrepreneur that has to go do the grind every day the same way you do and say, hey, look, let's be accountable to each other. But you need some sort of accountability. I wrote down here, you need a mastermind group or a mastermind person that you can talk to, because you're going to have struggles as things open up and you have all these opportunities to go do stuff, and you're on social media and you're seeing all these people doing things, and you have friends and family doing all these things, and you're here working. You need to be a part of a group to keep your mindset right. Now, we do the best we can here, but it's only so much. You need to be able to talk to people. We do this on, I could do this on coaching calls and stuff like that. Patty, Neil does this on coaching calls, things like that. We can only do so much. Find some people that are like-minded to keep you focused. I wrote down here, if you haven't already schedule a vacation. Well, wait a second, Robert, you just told me to mastermind with people and stay focused and the schedule and all that. Yeah. But don't lie to me and tell me that you're not excited about things opening up and you want to go places, that you're so excited about coming to work at 8 a.m. and prospecting tomorrow. Don't lie to me. It's not my first day. Okay, it's not my first day. I'm well aware that the opportunities are nice and you don't want to do that. So schedule something. Schedule a vacation, schedule time off. That way, if it's scheduled, then it's easier to commit to all the days up to that. Because right now you want to just go run outside. Okay, fine. Well, then schedule today as a day off. Schedule tomorrow as a day off. Go get it out of your system. I'll see you Friday. I swear to God, if I'm alone tomorrow morning in a role play after that comment, I am going to be so upset. I am going to be so upset if nobody shows up tomorrow morning. Well, Robert told me to take today off. He'll see me Friday. Jack says he's checking airfare now. There you go. Schedule it. You want to do it. Don't fight it, because then it just lingers in your head. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. Great, go. Schedule a vacation. Schedule something fun. Go do something fun. And then on the days that you're not scheduled, be here doing the activities. As a matter of fact, if you want to make it real fun, schedule something that's really expensive. Schedule something in December that's like really expensive. Schedule something in July, August that's like really expensive that you have to make sure you come to work to pay for it. But it is super duper important to have some fun because you're going to fight it. I wrote down here, if you absolutely have to, don't stop working, change your schedule. If you absolutely have to, don't stop working, change your schedule. Here's what I mean. For some of you, we'll take, let's say kids, for example. Some of you might have kids or grandkids that you have to take to school in the morning, or you have to take to soccer practice because now they get to go do that. They have to go do all these activities. Well, Robert, I can't be from 8 to 10. I got to be with the kids, the grandkids. So I guess I have to lower my goals because I'm 2 hours in the morning. Oh no, rearrange your schedule. Don't lower the goals or stop working, rearrange the schedule to still accomplish. Remember, there's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours is a long time to get sleep, to spend time with family, to do whatever kid stuff you have to do whatever family stuff you have to do, and still put in a great work day to go get what you have to accomplish. And if you're having a hard time with that, get with your coach. We'll help you create a schedule. I asked Jack this question yesterday. I said, how do you not use your kid as an excuse? You use it as motivation. Don't use, for those of you that got kids or grandkids, don't use them now being able to do activities as an excuse. Use it as motivation. Use it as motivation. Be the hero that they think you already are. They look at you as a hero. Be that hero. Be the one that they look up to and go, man, they're out there doing it every day. They're paying for this. They're doing that. That's what I want to be. I want to be that. They're not sitting on the couch just hanging out. Be that person. I wrote down here a couple more points as everything opens up. As everything opens up. When you're working with buyers, you have got to figure out how to get a buyer broker agreement signed. Why? Because the beauty we've had with buyers up to this point is they had to schedule a showing. So they needed to work with you to schedule the showing. Guess what they don't need to do anymore? Schedule showings. They can go to open houses all on their own. Guess what's at open houses? Real estate agents. Guess what a real estate agent's goal of the open house is? To get leads. The goal of the open house is not to sell the house. Why? The house is going to sell. Their goal of an open house is to get leads. Your buyer lead doesn't need you to go see the property. It's Saturday, it's down the street, boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go see my open house. Here's the agent saying, oh, hi, my name's so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. What's your name? Asking questions, losing deals. You've got to work on getting a buyer broker agreement signed or having more control over your buyers so they're not going to open houses without you. Very, very important. That's the goal of the open house, is to get leads. And if you don't have control over your buyers, that will become their leads. You have to get control over that. But I wrote down here, this is the last couple of points here. I wrote down here, all of everything I'm saying, all of this stuff, right? I wrote down here, this is a tremendous opportunity for you to grow. It's a tremendous opportunity for you to grow. And the reason for that, there's a couple of reasons. I wrote down here, whatever excuse you were holding on to is no longer valid. Well, Robert, I'm a door knocker, but I'm scared to go door knocking. Okay. Robert, my whole career, I used to kill open houses. I got a ton of business from open houses. Okay. I used to work with nothing but absentee owners, investors, and they've been afraid to buy or sell because of the evictions. Okay. No more excuses. That's not a bad thing. That's a great thing. I wrote down here, you have more opportunities to connect with people. See, I tend to think that your best asset is when you can get face-to-face with people. Call them on the phone, but schedule something face-to-face. A check-in, a presentation, something face-to-face. And that's been kind of tough recently. Now you have more face-to-face. Now you can do more group activities. Now you can do open house or home buying seminars. Now you can do all these other different things to connect with people face-to-face. You can have a stronger connection. You have more opportunities. The doors are open. Go. Some of you have already been door knocking, but do more door knocking. I understand it's hot. I get that. So my recommendation is don't go for too long. But this is an opportunity now. No more excuses, more chances to be face-to-face with people, more chances to connect with people. There might be more people that want to buy or sell or want to know about the marketplace because now things are more open. You have opportunities to do open houses. If you don't have a listing, find an agent with a listing, ask them if you can do an open house for them. If you have a listing, do an open house. If you don't want to do open houses, please get one of our agents to do an open house for you so they can get some leads. You have so many opportunities now to go do things. This is wonderful. If you stay focused. Because if you don't, your momentum that you've been building, just like a roller coaster, building. If you don't stay focused, it will be like a roller coaster and go, and then you'll end up upside down, and you'll be doing flips all over the place. But if not, you can keep the momentum going. I wrote down here, right? Because you could look at this as a disruption. Well, it's a disruption now. Things are open, more agents. I wrote down here, disruptions only disrupt the weak agents. Things are open. I have so many distractions now. No, not for a weak agent. Things are open. Agents are willing to cut commissions. Doesn't matter for a weak agent. It only matters for a weak agent. How do I overcome this? How do I overcome that? I can't overcome this. I can't stay disciplined. I can't do this. That's all weak agent stuff. And damn it, none of you are that. Not a single one of you are that. And if you tell that to your own self, that's bull crap, because none of you are that. Don't let any of this stuff get in your way. Don't let any of the distractions stop you. Nothing can stop you. This is an opportunity. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy it. I love the fact that we can go out and do things and have all the wonderful fun that we can have, okay? And go do that. I want you to do all that. I want you to enjoy your life. But I'll tell you what, I wrote this down. This was my last point. All of this stuff is much more enjoyable when you have money. And you have an opportunity to go out there and make a boatload of it between now and the end of the year. So with that being said, let's go out there. Let's crush it. Don't let this be a distraction. Let it be a motivation. Let it be excitement. Let it re-energize you, and go out there and have a powerful, powerful rest of the day, rest of the week, rest of the month, rest of the year. Let's go get it.